Hello, Walking on Air tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Renaissance Solo Blue Mage with Blue the Mage. Where as soon as I start, controller stops working. Hey, we fixed it. Solo Blue Magic, yeah, we just finished the Ice Cave last time. Isn't that nice? A nice cave? It didn't take as long as the Earth Cave, so that was good. I think I just traveled down here. I don't think I did anything. Didn't even stop by to pick up any potions. So let us get in the sky with me, BlueAnkylo. I had a little walk in between episodes. While we're flying around, maybe I'll chit-chat. So, you know, as a tuber, as an Ankylo who is on the YouTube, you know, obviously not running around outside right now, I grew up when I was a child playing stuff like FF1, so you can probably guess around how old I am. Getting a little older. And I've been trying really hard this year to have like an hour-long walk, hike, exercise every day. Not the same as going to the gym where you really huff and puff, but like actually just general purpose walking. It's kind of, I don't actually like the outdoors. I've got a lot of allergies. I don't like social anxiety very much. It's kind of a challenge, but I've been trying to stick to it. Maybe a little bit of that. What's the term for it? Sensory overload. When like traffic noises, people yelling. I like my dark cave. You know, I like my peace and quiet. Oh, I forgot to buy I was gonna buy it for Christmas. Anyway, been trying to do that more regularly lately, so that's been on the docket. I don't know if you guys have any secret tips for 40 pluses. That I mean, some of the viewers I know are older than 40. Don't get me wrong. Not everyone's a baby, but if you're in an adult age bracket from growing up on NES games, how do you keep your health going, or just give up? Maybe don't give up. But yeah, that's what's my story for today. So Protect Ring protects us from dying, sort of. It's good. Still got our Ice Sword. The Heal Staff is, you know, whatever. I guess I should buy those heal potions like I was talking. Wanted to make sure I had the money for the upgrades. Okay, so with that, we do the usual thing, right? We could go... Hold on. Think. We could go straight to Waterfall, get the ribbon, and then go to Water Shrine, Slab, Opal Bracelets, Power Glove, all that. Is there anything we should do first, special spell-wise? So we have access to all... We have slots of all levels now. I think before we do a water-based dungeon, there is one summon we could go pick up. And there's actually sometimes quests in Gaia. I think there's a summon that you can get here, and there's the quest for the Beastmaster, and there might be somebody else has some quests. None for blue magic, though. However, I don't think we need to speak... I don't think we need to translate, although maybe. We'll save and double check this, but I believe if we take a little trip down to the Lupa Lupa village, we can probably pick up the last fixed encounter blue magic spell. And it would be nice to have this before water, because it might be an element we don't have, you know? So let's see what we can get. If it's... I'm actually starting to second guess myself. I can't remember who it is. Maybe we actually do... That's kind of annoying. That means you have to go... I maybe disagree with this if this is a developer decision. Assuming that you can't do this. Because... Actually, no. Is it over here? Yeah, okay. I think this guy's fine. I was going to say, if we couldn't do this... pre-slab translation, then you'd only get the spell that, I mean, it's mostly useful in the water dungeon, so it'd be kind of silly, but yes, here we go. Fight the Blue D. Assuming we can win here. I think it is technically weak to fire. Maybe we just blaze him down. Really? 390 didn't get a kill? Dang. Oh, I forgot. We should have got promoted first. I could have doubled that, yeah. That would have made it a bit safer, but we're good. Thunder indeed. Still only failed one skill learning so far. Not a big deal. So there we go. Thunder is even stronger than poison, lightning elemental. That's what I'm looking for. Cool. So the only thing we're missing is Crack. We could pick up Crack as well if I put a little bit of effort in. Let me check the stats on those blue Ds. Yeah, over 400. I always forget this, because usually, you know, the Lich has 400, and I generally think, other than, like, T-Rex and Warmech, you know, nothing has more HP than one of the Fiends, but no, the blue Ds actually... Do they have the most? Just for science. What's a gas? Yeah, gas Ds are like 350. I thought they were all around 350. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Red Ds are actually 240, around 250, give or take. And Frost. Oh, what do they call them? Ice? I always forget the rename. White. Zombies are 286. What's the? I thought it was Frost. Did I just miss it? Yeah, I just missed it. 200, that's really low. Yeah, that's, I mean, interesting. You know, technically White Dragons and Dungeons & Dragons are usually on the lower challenge rating compared to the Reds. In fact, Reds are usually the highest. But I guess it's more just the encounter order. You're likely to fight White and Red early on, and then probably a zombie, and you'll probably run into... You might find a Gas Dragon in Waterfall, but it's pretty rare. Mostly it's in the final dungeon. But Blue Dragons, I guess, are the last available because they're usually, you know, you require the chimes. You have to finish water usually to get access to these guys. So yeah, interesting. They are the strongest. I think in normal D&D, it's like reds are the strongest, blues are the second strongest by default. But it's close enough that it's not a big deal. Anyway, let's blast it. I mean, it's pretty good. Alright, so, maybe we go get a sandworm, or we try. I think I mentioned this last episode, but yeah, the longer we wait on the sandworms, the harder it will be. They will run away. Got lots of houses, might as well just use them. So I also mentioned, theoretically, if you wanted to pick up Crack earlier, I'm very confident if you sail, before you get the airship, dock here, walk to this area, you'll be able to fight sandworms around here, and probably in here as well. I mean, it's not the terrain type, you can fight them, like, whatever the zone is, anyway. They're not a super common encounter, but we'll get them. That's bad. We don't like those. Not as a blue mage. So because I don't want to overlevel, this is the only enemy left that's good, has a high chance of running away from us if we overlevel. The rest of the summon, or the rest of the blue magic should be fine if we get some levels. Maybe not level 50. Sandworms don't have the best morale, so. Of course, they also might just kill me, which is... I hope they're in this specific encounter zone. The desert has technically 4 or 5 different encounter groups, but I think they're all the same in vanilla. If you're playing the randomizer, they can get all mixed up, shuffled, which is neat. Because then you can get a sandworm off of a reset or something. But in vanilla, I think it's usually a fair way into the cycle, I think. I don't know. So far, it's mostly just ankylos and tyrannosauruses. Actually, that's a question for the D&Ds. What's a red ankylo? I think ankylos are ankylos. Maybe red ankylos are bullets. Maybe. Because there is obviously lots of dinosaurs in Dungeons & Dragons. And an ankylo could just be an ankylo. But there's not really a red version in dinosaur terms. And I don't think in D&D terms. But boulette is, I think, what they renamed ankylos to. And then, I don't know what they called red ankylos. But bullets or boulettes, whatever, how French you are, those are like the underground sand sharks. They swim through the sand and loose terrain and ambush you and pull you under, kind of thing. They're actually really deadly in a lot of D&D settings. I remember playing Dark Sun, particularly older Dark Suns. At lower levels and even mid levels, the boulettes just absolutely trash you. I have a feeling that's partially what Final Fantasy was drawing on, but I mean, dinosaurs are pretty common. I believe there is an Ankylosaurus in 5th edition, so you know all the normal dinosaurs have existed as an enemy stat block. I mean, whose players don't want to beat up on a dinosaur, or tame a dinosaur, or ride a dinosaur, right? That's I think that goes beyond modern gaming. That's you know, people still want to do that in the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. Was that Journey to the Center of the Earth, where theoretically you head so far underground that you hit a weird, ancient, you know, prehistoric era of dinosaurs and plants and stuff? I believe that's old school. All right, here we go. We just need to not like instantly die. Maybe that'd be great. I didn't double check if they're weak to anything. Maybe we could just blast one. Okay, and then I need him to use his ability, and it needs to not kill me, basically. And if he keeps attacking me, I guess I just heal through it. I don't... Oh, no, already? I tried to get here pretty quick. What are the percentages here? That's brutal. Yeah, morale's not very high. 124. So if you come here at anything higher than level 22, they can run. Dang, so we're already in the area of like they've got like what I say, level 23 or something. We're at like maybe 10% chance to run per turn, give or take. That's not great. Well, we're gonna try to get it. Where would crack be good? It's like the only earth elemental spell that exists. Is there anything weak to earth? I mean, crack is like... It's a lot like Quake, I believe. Not sure if it's got the exact same chance to hit. Quake was decent against low magic defense enemies that don't fly. It's a T-Rex. Hi, buddy. I really shouldn't be killing anything, or even trying. Well, you know what? Sometimes T-Rex gotta eat. Alright. Well, unfortunately, they already run. And we do not have access to any kind of bind or root that will stop them from running. We basically just need them to use crack and not kill us. Okay. Well, I was gonna say, maybe I should go get that ribbon. The ribbon would probably be smart. Maybe we'll get lucky here. Oh, here you go. This is a time for the heal staff. Because I just need to wait. Yeah, but not that. Okay. Okay, I've got the plan. We need to go get the ribbon, not level up, and then we'll go... I was planning on doing all of Waterfall and Water Shrine at the same time, but... because we're going to over-level if we do another big dungeon, and it'll be even harder to learn crack at that point, I think we should go now. Get the ribbon so we can survive the crack. I mean, that's the only way. There's no, I don't believe there's any other earth protection out there. Even a knight with Protect Ring, Aegis Shield, Dragon Armor is not resistant to Chaos Crack, right? Just don't do crack. It's bad for you. Okay, should have maybe known that I would need the ribbon. I was trying to optimize my routing, but yeah, leveling. I mean, I didn't expect this. I knew the sandworms ran, but I thought maybe I'd still be low enough. That Agama grinds. So we should be finding his Paralisks. Protect Ring. I don't want XP, but I don't want to die. We need to get through this too. It is kind of difficult to keep your level low on a lot of solo runs. You just, especially when you have low run chances. It's like you need to kill enemies to not die, basically. Playing as a thief or something, you probably can just run from almost everything easier. And also you get you know, more ambushes where you just basically have a 100% win chance. But okay, let's go see if we can do this in one shot. Okay, wasted one turn, failed to run. There we go. Okay, and then the big ambush. Well, not ambush, but it's kind of an ambush. I don't trust this fight. Too many whiz zombies. The whiz mummies hit really hard. And we can get stoned, too, so... So we didn't get a turn. Great. We did get a turn. Hooray! Yeah, running from that one, probably a bad idea. Right, that should cover it, though. Okay, clear that up. Can we equip the defense? No, but we still want it. Doesn't matter. Maybe after we're promoted, we can equip it or something. I think the defense usually requires promotion, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. We're not going to be swinging very much until chaos. Really, ambush? We got the ribbon, though. I'm still going to blaze them because the damage will kill me eventually if I don't run. But I don't have to worry so much about general status death anymore. Thank the ribbon. Thank whoever designed it, whoever decided to add a ribbon. That is one thing that might be unique to Final Fantasy. I did say before that like every magic item is ripped from D&D, and that is mostly true because Ice Brand, Fire, Flame Tongue for Fire and Ice swords. Sun Sword is obviously literally the Sun Sword. Yeah, I think it's called the Sun Sword in D&D too. Excalibur might not. I think there was a module that had an Excalibur sword, but legendary mythological weapons, of course, not that unusual. And then adding Katana and Masa, you know, because they're Japanese, it's not a huge stretch. And back in the 80s in Japan. But really, I could try to go through the list, maybe later. Almost every single magic item has a direct link. Protect rings, very much Ring of Protection. Protect Cloak, Ring of Protection. Cloak of Protection, those have existed for ages. What else common ones we see? Just varying shields and armor of resistances, no big deal, that's been around for a long, long time. The power staff should be the staff of power, and it should actually be good. The mage staff is some version of a staff of fire, obviously fire 2, basically fireball. Really? Killed by saber-tooth tigers. Yeah, they do hit pretty hard. If I was willing to kill them, I could sweep through this, but I'm trying to not level up there. Oh, is this the unrunnable one? I hate that fight. Please let me go. Yeah, I think the saber-tooth tigers actually have the highest crit rate of any enemy. I've talked about that before. Yeah, while we're grinding for sandworms, it might take a little while. Let's talk about magic items and where they come from. That's the lecture of the day, right? Cat Claw is an item from a story. Not necessarily D&D, but there was a short story. I think it might have been vaguely related to D&D, but it's not like an official D&D weapon. It's a short story with adventurers. Most of the purchasable shop items, I mean, silvered weapons, that's a classic D&D thing. Probably anything with werewolves has silver as a weakness. No big deal. These swords like Rune Blade, Wereblade, Dragon Blade, they're just weapons of slaying. Weapons of dragon slaying, were slaying, those have been around forever as well. Coral Sword is like aquatic water slaying, something like that. Those guys are, it's a little bit hard to find a direct reference to some of them. The Dragon Slayer Longsword has been around for a long time, but just the old, like if you're playing 5th edition, I guess, you gotta remember, like, in AD&D, old school, everything was a little bit less generic. It's much more likely you would get a weapon that specifically worked only on this one type of enemy, like in Final Fantasy Hour, the wear sword only works on like one thing, two things, I guess. That was probably pretty normal in AD&D from the way I remember it. It's just, here, have a sword that's really good at killing werewolves. Are you ever going to see a werewolf? You know, if you look for one, you maybe sure. But it wasn't like nowadays where it's a bit more game design to be like, okay, this is a campaign where you're going to fight werewolves. So let's make a werewolf slaying sword be something you can find eventually, right? A little bit different design philosophy. Those are all the early game swords. Giant slaying sword, obviously. I think that still exists, actually. I remember lots of old the PC Gold Box era D&D games had giant slaying swords because there's a lot of giants and dragons. And then yeah, the big ice and fire swords are classic. Ice Brand and Flame Tongue, those been around. Sun swords, classic. Defense sword would be the Defender sword, which normally, at least nowadays, you can switch around armor class versus the hit bonus, which is pretty cool. Light Axe, I don't know about that one. Maybe nothing directly related to that I can think of off the top of my head. Any other weapons? I think that's all the magic weapons. I mean, there's all the staffs. Healing staff. There's definitely magic staffs and staves and rods that have been around since the beginning. And absolutely no doubt about that. This sandworm's gonna be the pain in my neck. Hardest enemy skill to learn is friggin' crack. Just crack's illegal. Not allowed to learn. But in terms of armor, the ribbon is kind of the weird one out. Now, equipment that gives resistance, or like nowadays would be like advantage against magic saving throws. But the ribbon's better than that. So I don't know if it has anything comparable in old school D&D. You could get like a Ring of Protection +5 that would add like 5 to all your saving throws or something like that. That'd be pretty good. Maybe that's kind of what they were thinking with the ribbon. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see if we can dark them both so I get hit less. Okay, they tried one crack on me. That's good. One ran away already. Just to make sure we get it, I'm still going to stick around until they run away, I think. Oh, I forgot I have the defense sword. Don't need to use... But yeah, because I want to definitely get this skill, I'm going to sit around. They shouldn't be able to kill me. And if they use it a couple times, I think the odds go up. Or at least it's... Each chance they use it on me is a chance to learn it, I guess. I don't know. It might just be if you see it on you. If it happens to you once, then they roll at the end of the fight. That would suck. But he's used it like 3 times, so surely that's good. He ran away. We learned it anyway. You know what I could have done, actually, in hindsight? If I'd bothered to get level... I still haven't got promoted. Let's go get promoted. We have a limit for that. That literally makes it 100%. So this is the problem, like... I think we had some discussion about this in the time I used a blue mage in a normal party. They're like, you should use the limit break to learn all your blue magic. But we have learned everything but the last 3 before... I mean, okay, we could have got promoted before... You know, you could miss all of them. You could get it first before you get any, but realistically, you have access to everything up to level 7 without needing a promotion. I mean, you never need a promotion, but this is about when you would get promoted. Maybe we skipped ahead a little bit to get Thunder, but because it's a fixed encounter, you can refight it really easily. Crack and Trance are maybe the hardest ones we've learned. And maybe the limit would have made it a little bit easier, but... Anyway, let's look at promoted. I almost forgot to get promoted. Convergence. This one is amazing. You can't do it every turn, but you don't waste a turn like summoning. You just do double damage right now, and then next turn you take a turn off. This is basically what the summoner wishes he was. Like, you know that meme with the, he does everything I can do, or look what it takes to do what I can't remember how that meme goes. It's a bit old, like a year old. Someone in the comments will probably correct me no matter what I say, but he wishes he could do what we could do. The summoner wastes a turn, basically, to do big damage on the second turn. Technically as an AoE sweeper, but whatever. For us, we just do massive damage to one target right away, but you can't cast on the second turn, but we can do another attack with something else on the second turn. So, like, we're just way better, I find. They're not directly the same, but we're both mostly offensive casters, Blue Mage and Summoner. And this skill, I think, is just so much better than anything the Summoner has. Yes, Bahamut can probably do more damage, but we do this on turn 1, and then we can still do something useful on turn 2, and then do it again. Bahamut, it's also a level 8 spell too, technically. So if we were convergencing a nuclear, it's going to be not that far off, you know, and we get to do it immediately. So anyway, it's an option. We do get this. I think I checked that the accuracy does go up by like 100%. So it's very likely to do the high range of damage on your spells. And it also means the Status Affliction is doubled accuracy as well. But I'm not sure if it's... Because, like, the guide I'm looking at, the accuracy rates are low. Like, Crack, we just learned, has a plus 16 accuracy. So if you're just doubling that to 32, that does not make a huge difference versus the enemy's magic defense. So this might not make much difference. Maybe. But if it's like 80 plus 16 doubled, depending on, like, the baseline accuracy for spells, if that exists. It depends on how they calculate it, basically. But it might not be amazing. It might be really, really good. And that's it. That's all we get. Interestingly, the Blue Mage is probably the only mage that... No, I guess the Summoner is similar in that regard. The promotion doesn't unlock any new spells. Which is kind of interesting, because white, red, black mages are always... And even the new ones, like Dark Knight and Spellblade, I think you need to be promoted to get the last few spell levels. Anyway, it doesn't make a huge difference. I just thought I'd talk about that for a minute. But yeah, Blue Wizard now for real, and we be a little bit stronger than before. Can we equip that defense sword? No, that's unfortunate. Hopefully we can equip the Sun Sword, because that'll be as strong as it gets till Massive. I guess it doesn't really matter. When are we going to use it? I don't know. We don't have the fast spell, right? We will need to find a way to kill Chaos. The defense sword is still incredibly useful just for protection purposes, obviously. So let's go smack a Kraken. Need to buy some more tents. We want to be intense. So last time, Thunder didn't even kill these guys. Today, still didn't kill these guys. Well, let's try some poison. Actually, they might even be resistant. No. One of the flying things has a poison attack, like can poison you basically, but mostly doesn't matter. Buy a few houses. There's not really much to spend our money on now. Pretty much in the end game. There is a very powerful blue magic spell we can try to learn on the bottom of Water Shrine. It's a pretty rare encounter, though, so it might not be super viable. We'll see how things go. In terms of gear to pick up, I suppose we may as well pick up the Mage Staff that I was talking about, Staff of Fire, but you know, we're probably not going to use it much. The Light Axe even less. And there's no need for money, so it's really just risking ghosts killing us. But there you go. Sure. Healing Staff, Mage Staff. Technically Zeus's Glove. And still swinging reasonably well. Should probably keep my HP topped up, though. Don't want the ghost to get me. Money? Eh, whatever. Actually, I don't think I'm going to pick up all the armor this time around. There's really no point selling it right now, right? So, let's just get our slab and get out of here. Usually I pick everything up just to sell it, but it only matters if there's anything to spend your money on. The ninja had scrolls to buy. Most spellcasters with level 8 magic need it for buying those. I guess that's about it. That's what you usually spend your money on. The Beastmaster food for your animals are pretty cheap. That's not a big deal, I don't think. Alright, 2 ghosts. Well, we can test out Blaze. Yeah, that easily will sweep them. So as long as we've got some Blaze charges, we can deal with those. Similarly, Thunder should be very effective against any random water enemies. Yeah, our big sweepers, I think, are stronger than the vanilla Fire 3, Ice 3, Lightning 3 spells. Ice 3 has a power of 80. Well, in this game's terms, it would be 160, I guess. Because it's 160 to 320 top. So, Thunder is, I guess, a little weaker than Ice 3, but Lightning Elemental. Poison, so it would be, what? 160, 140, 120, I think, would be the vanilla. They're very similar, I guess. We don't have a very high power ice spell like Ice 3, but there's not too many things weak to ice. I mean, there's a few, but of the 3 primary elementals, fire and lightning are the most commonly. There's so many undead, and there's a lot of water enemies, so those are the good ones. Not to say there's no value for ice. Don't misconstrue. Yeah, earth is probably not very helpful in here, and trance, not actually necessarily needed. Just use a poison here, maybe. Kind of want to get some levels up on the way down. Just, there shouldn't be any need to worry about over-leveling from here on out, and definitely some more spell slots will help as we go to Topher. Getting some extra levels, not a bad plan. So I'll take the fights that seem reasonable. We're also pretty bad at running, so there is that. I don't think I need to use Thundaga. We can just use Blizzard. Which is funny, because, yeah, Ice got renamed to Blizzard, so... But this version of Blizzard is basically Ice Breath from a white dragon. Zoom. Is there anything other? So we want. Yeah, we could use a poison breath here. Save the thunder for big boys, and then poison is still very strong. If they don't resist it, and not. I mean, it is resisted more than a lot of elements, I guess. It's just a shame nothing's weak to it. I had a comment. I'm gonna bring it up again. I'm not trying to call people out. Don't get me started. This wasn't a bad comment, but it was just misinformation. Maybe they didn't know, or they just made an assumption or something. But someone's like, Blue, you say poison is. I'm exaggerating. Blue, you said poison's useless. It's not useless. It's effective against humanoids. And wind magic is effective against flying creatures. And I'm like, prove it. Because, yes, in other Final Fantasies, that can be true. I think Final Fantasy IV, that is true. Bio is very effective in general, and very effective in, I think it is super effective against humanoids. I'm also quite confident that Arrow is super effective against flying creatures. They're not very common spells for you to learn, but I'm pretty sure that is true in future Final Fantasy games. It would be great if Renaissance included that. However, it does not. At least as far as I can tell, it does not. What I would want to see, if it does, is right over something that, like humanoid. Let me see, what's considered a humanoid? There's not all that many, actually. Evil Man, he's human. If a humanoid had the weakness tag poison, and all humanoids had that shared weakness, that'd be cool. That would give poison a use. He actually resists poison, funnily enough. He's not actually... If he was a real Death Knight, he'd be undead, but they missed that clearly. They didn't realize. He's just an evil paladin. Humanoid, yeah. If a Kaizoku was weak to poison, again, that would be cool. Flying creatures, there's, again, not all that many, but the worms, wyverns, right? If these guys were weak to wind, then I would agree. They are flying, but unfortunately, it's not like Pokemon. Maybe you're thinking Pokemon rules there too. But yeah, we have to do it the slow way. I think that'd be a good change for Renaissance. Maybe someone should go leave a comment in the Discord. Be like, hey, you added all these cool player usable spells and abilities, and you maybe want to add more in the future. Maybe you should consider adding some weaknesses. I think more than just one or two, right? Like, to make it kind of viable for the entire playthrough. Like, for wind, water, earth, poison kind of elemental effects to be comparable to fire, ice, lightning, there needs to be a similar number of enemies that are weak and resistant to them. I think there's enough that are resistant to them to make the play interesting. But there needs to be some equivalent weaknesses, which just don't exist. Because why would they? There's no vanilla ability to take advantage of it. Technically crack and poison, I know, but those don't really count. The developers did not anticipate you having damage earth or damage poison. Well, well, well! Look what rare encounter has popped in. I guess we have to try. That is not the one we need. That is the one we need. That is once. I should have done this immediately. I don't know if I can last much longer. Inferno's great if we get it. Okay, we should be fine from his physical. I'm glad I got lots of heal potion. I want him to use Inferno now that I've used my limit. And yeah, I get a couple turns to heal up is okay. Come on, dude. We still have to kill him. Okay, that was Inferno. Now we need to kill him. I actually don't remember what this guy's weak to. I don't suppose... So this is a equivalent-ish to War Mech, although he doesn't have a non-elemental sweeper, so he's not as bad as War Mech, but he's pretty tough. I wasn't planning on coming to grind for this yet, but maybe we go for... We go for the glare. Come on. Okay, we got him. I was worried that if that fight dragged on, I can't out-heal Inferno, but we get the level, and Inferno, one of the rare skills. We better not die now. That's really lucky. Really lucky. Almost want to just run out of here and save, but we're so close. So yeah, that's a very rare encounter. Come on, if you die to freaking lobsters, I'll never forgive you. Fine, we'll use a thunder here. Can't risk dying to friggin' lobsters on inability to run. 556 damage, yeah? Pretty good! Okay. We're as geared as we can be. I mean, if we needed to swing, we'd want the power glove, but that's not really the plan. Plan is defense. Realistically, 3 defenses should be all we need. That's 240 evade. Just need a little bit of turn order, please, sir. Oh, that's a rough start. Oh, it's real bad. I mean, he probably can't hit us, but he's also... I wonder what has the most hit rate. Let me just look around for a second. If I'm trying to use insta-death kill again, AoE stone is... Where am I looking at? Level 5 spell. That is +5, apparently. Glance is also +5. Maybe instead we go damage. Because I have that one thunder. This should do... It'll be base 304 plus my intelligence. That's pretty much... He's almost dead with that. That was good. Okay. Whoo, boy! That was real close. The fact that he attacked before we got rused up at all was unfortunate. Good thing we picked up that opal bracelet. Might have been dead without it. Okay, save, and yeah, that's one of the 3 super spells that I was definitely not expecting to get. There is a way, technically, to kind of force a war mech encounter. If you do a hard reset before you go into the dungeon, you will not guaranteed fight it on the like if you just take the straight path to Tia's lair on a hard reset and then walk back and forth on the Bridge of Destiny before Tiamat. It's not like the first encounter, but you'll get it fairly quickly if I remember correctly. That's why as kids we saw it sometimes, because you saved outside of if you save outside of Mirage, die, quit, come back another day and go straight up to try to find Warmech on a new day, there's actually a pretty good chance of running into him. You don't have to fight super long. That's why people have seen him more often than like Iron Golem. Iron Golems, I believe, have the same chance to appear in the last floor of Temple of Fiends Revisited. The thing is, he doesn't show up at a convenient time in the encounter table, so you're gonna have to stay there for a very long time. You have to waste a lot of encounters basically on the way down, which, sure, if you're not doing a hard reset, you might get lucky and run into it immediately, but if you are not doing a hard reset or counting your encounters, it's pretty hard to know where you are. It's a large table. I know I've been talking about using it to, kind of manipulate encounters a bit. It's really only off the hard reset. Trying to follow an entire scripted run is way more work than I will never be interested in. A no hard reset run, basically. Hey, Inferno. Blam. Basically, nuke tier fire damage. Pretty sweet. So something could be weak to it, and we would be doing like 300-ish base damage. That'd be pretty good. It's not quite a Bahamut, but it's definitely getting to do. In fact, you could convergence a single target and be a base 600, and I believe that is the same as Bahamut. But just like a nuke, it can roll down. Maybe we should be cracking these guys anyway. Okay, we get another try. Crack them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking good. Probably better odds than in vanilla. Blame the intelligence stat. I'm kind of curious what a level 50 Black Wizard would do. Well, or any wizard, I guess, because I think we also get... Let's see, we've had 30 level ups. Did we start with 18 intelligence? Like, do we get 1 int every level no matter what? Because unless we started with higher than 18, we've never missed an int growth. We've never missed int day. Do I need some potions or anything? No. Am I missing anything? Just some nasty ankylos. What do we pick up? Do I get the Sun Sword? Do I care? I don't think I care. I wouldn't mind some levels, I guess. So if I see decent fights, we take them. I don't need the white shirt or the black shirt. There's no way we can equip Excalibur, right? I guess I could look up my equipment page to see if there's anything for blue wizards. Doubt it. Because red wizards, the best weapon is the Sun Sword until NASA. I guess we should pick it up. It's not like it's very far away. I was mostly just thinking we have no access to warp or exit. So I can't just super easy just bounce out, basically. Not that our damage is bad. There you go. 3230. Yeah, it's certainly an upgrade. That's got to be the best we've got, unless there's like a. I'm just gonna look real quick. Hold on. Swords. So many swords. We have a sun sword. We are a blue. We have equipped it. There is a bolt sword that we might be able to equip according to the guide, but you can only see that if you've got a spell blade anyway. Technically the glass sword if you have a thief, but no, this is gonna be the best sword we've got until Massa. Other things we might want to equip. I don't know. There's probably nothing. Right? No shields for blue mages. Technically the pro cape, but we need the power glove probably more than 8 absorb. We've got the ribbon. Yeah, there's not really anything else, I don't think. I mean, you can pick up the Bane sword to cast Bane, but honestly, this is not very gear centric. Getting lots of these guards. They are weak to lightning, so figured I might as well sweep them out. Maybe I should be using my actually, what is it? It is the other big weapon. Hold on. Okay, this would be a way to deal with those robots that I keep wasting one of my best spells on. You guys ever play Curse of Strahd? Did you get the Sun Sword? Spoilers. Now our blue mage has a Sun Sword. A lot of Cerebus. But yeah, if we're skipping basically everything in Sky, no need to hold back too much. We should have more than enough spells to get through. Weak to fire. Blam. 900 damage. Yeah. Just a little overkill. The best kind of overkill. The Bad Man's not really weak to anything. I mean, poison. We could save this one for Tia. Let's swirl him. Let's give him a swirl. Not enough. Barely not enough. Okay. These are definitely fights I usually run from, but given our perhaps poor running ability. Hey there, friend. It's been a while. I spy with my little eye. Something that gives me 3,225 experience. Nagas. These are guardian Nagas, I believe, technically. They should be friendly, but I guess they went crazy with Tiamat. I think. I always mix the two up. But the ones in Sky are the ones with the protective magic, which means they're the good aligned Nagas. The ones in water are the ones with the offensive magic, which are the evil aligned Nagas, I think. But I always mix up the names. Hey, level 33, sure. We're really not worried about min leveling this, I don't think. We could run. Inferno, what else are we going to use fire for at this point, right? Except not killing some airs. Yeah, air elementals don't have any weaknesses, right? So just use whatever you got. You can run, but they're fast. Well, here we are. Ready? Set? Go. I think I'm still going to defense up. She does hit not as hard as Kraken, but Tia's not a weakling. I'll just do the 2, and then we'll go... I hear you like poison. Uses it. 482 isn't even that amazing. I mean, that's not bad, but... I don't know. She's also weak to stone, I think. Used to be. Yeah, works pretty well. So, that works. What happens if you use Convergence? I can't remember if we tested that. Doubles its damage. It specifically says base damage, not like hit percent. So you're not gonna like increase the odds of that hitting. But yeah, this is basically bracking her, and it works pretty well. I guess you could try Glance. Glance might have a higher hit rate because it's single target. So I even got her with the poison stone, technically. But I'm not done. Let's go buy some more heal potions and try to get nuclear. And I'm gonna do that hard reset trick I was talking to you about. And hope that we don't immediately get completely dunked on. Come on, I'm gonna die. Yeah, of course. Better have saved. Yeah. Desert killed me quicker than the entire dungeon. Fun. But yeah, the ultimate blue magic spell is, of course, nuclear. So that's what we want. If you just want raw damage, this is as good as it gets. Maybe that's what we use against Chaos. Man, it's a lot of Ankylos. Ranky-Ankylos. Cracked 4 out of 4 though. Not bad. Okay, so I'm gonna try my thing that I talked about. It's been a long time. We're gonna try a hard reset straight to the bridge test. Count the encounters if you really want. This is 1. I think it's number 20 or something like that. It's somewhere around there. But it usually takes around that long to get there. Well, we can't have nice things. Okay, 1 encounter. But it is basically scripted. Like, if you take the shortest path without messing around, as much as you might get preemptives, you'll get the same number and type of encounter. So 3. Never run. Never even try. Unless you got a preemptive strike. I suppose we have to win against Warmac. What's that, 4 or 5? I don't know, something like that. Fail to run. Come on, Strago. Gotta climb this tower. Strago knows about climbing towers. Actually, he knows more about marching around outside of them with a cult. That's his thing. That was a preemptive. We're up to like 5 or 6, maybe 7-ish. Pretty bad roll. I guess you have enough extra steps to take a few fights, probably. Ooh, this is pretty good XP. Hate you. Weak to fire. Anti-fire. Punks is what they are. Probably not weak to it. They're probably not strong to water, right? Scroll them down the toilet. Take the level up. Might need it. Just don't get lost in the maze. The mud golems are actually weak to water, if I remember correctly. One of the few things they did add in, I believe. I know recently I was complaining about how they didn't add them. It's not that they added literally 0 weaknesses to old enemies. They just, I don't think they added enough. Okay, here we are. It's gonna take a few fights, I'm pretty sure. But we should be okay. Fine. I actually have to load because it's not a hard reset unless I do this. Dying and reloading is a soft reset. I want to get 8 more level ups. So we were level 34. We had 86 magic defense. That means they had 100 minus 14-ish, something, or 100 minus 86 or whatever, so 14 or so. Chance in 255, I think, of that working. Although they get 3 attacks, so. Do I really want to grind up enough that we don't get one shot by benefits? Anyway, let's try this again. I did hard reset. We should have exactly the same encounters. Oh boy, the same thing could happen again. There we go, level 3. Maybe we'll just get more level ups on the way. Kill more stuff. Looks like I already took some extra steps. Doesn't really matter. It could be exactly the same step count if I did it correctly. Can't remember. I don't think she's weak to any specific element. I say she. I don't know if they have genders. Kind of just looks like long hair, so I always assume lady, but you can make a lot of assumptions on sprite images. We only got one whiz vamp this time. They're definitely weak to the Sun Sword, though, that's for sure. I was talking about Strahd, right? Whiz vamp is basically what Strahd is. Looks like we have to survive this and at least one more. I hate this fight so bad. I hate it so much. Oh, trauma. These guys, hopefully this is the last one. Please, please, please. Okay. The odds are not very high. Oh, we didn't even kill one. Okay, we're good. The odds of them hitting us, like, they would be way worse if you didn't have the levels we have, but, man, I think it's just Magic Fence. Equipment doesn't really care. I mean, shouldn't it? I thought the ribbon stopped stun touch. Like, there was a... I feel like it was a bug in the NES or something. Either way, we have persevered. Hopefully we find ourselves a war mech before too long. And by hopefully, I mean, hopefully I remembered how to do the manipulation, so to speak. It's not very complicated. Anywhere in here should be fine, doesn't really matter. Let's look up his stats before we fight him, in case there's anything we can take advantage of. Yeah, we might be getting a few levels here. Mr. Warmech, sir. What can we use? He's not weak to anything. He does not resist fire, interestingly enough. No, he does. It's just not grouped very sensibly. It's neither alphabetical nor element. Like, it's everything but time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But Poison Stone used to be connected. 8 elements. So we could go for insta-death time on Glare, but we have to get hit by nuclear, which is going to hurt. And we probably want to limit before that. So the goal might be, like, he hits so hard, I think I need defense up. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. We might legitimately need some levels before we can do this safely. Although we will be getting them quickly. I mean, the thing is, you know, if he kills us, they reset. Hey, I'm not sure if Cremate's strong enough. This fight can be really nice for XP if you've got Fire 3 or something. I think Fire 2 can get them, but Cremate's a bit weaker. I don't really see any value in holding on to an Inferno Charge. It helps kill some air quicker, might as well use it. I'm thinking we're pretty close. Maybe a couple more after this. I wasn't really counting. I can look it up. I'm sure someone has a guide. How to guarantee Warmech. Probably a video. And eventually we run out of heal potions. Do the nachos have a weakness? Actually, they might be resistant to earth. I don't even know. Not super resistant anyway. I think I'll look it up just for science. They're Neo O-tubes. O-tubes? I don't know how to say it. I don't believe they normally have a resistance or a weakness, but they resist water, but yeah, no weakness. No special resistances. Just high base magic defense. Running out of big spells. My logic is one big spell and like a blizzard or something is not too expensive right now. Don't prove me wrong, video game. I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm talking about to those future tubers. Said I could force it. I do think it. Maybe I over exaggerate a little bit. When I say you can force it, I don't mean that it's quick. I just mean that it's you don't have to fight 200 fights to get the 1 in 255. It's like 20 or 30. There we go. See? Oh no! Why? First turn, 340 damage. Now the nuclear's gonna kill me for sure. Oh, solo war mech is pretty rough. Well. Alright, I'm not really looking forward to doing that again right now. We are at hour in. We almost had it at the classic win the difficulty challenge right as we run out of time. I think what I'll do is end the episode. Although I'm gonna go pick up my warp stone because I might think about using that this time around. What I'm thinking is there's no way we get toxic. Like, it's not happening. I would very much like to have nuclear for our blue wizard. You know, it only makes sense, right? I think I need levels, and maybe all of them. So maybe between episodes I grind it up. I think we could beat Chaos right now, probably. I'm not saying we need the levels to beat Chaos, I'm saying we need the levels to beat Warmech and have a reasonable chance at getting nuclear solo, which maybe is the ultimate challenge for a blue wizard, is to get nuclear. I think we could already defense up, trance. Actually, I'm very confident, like nearly 100%, because we've done some testing already. Trance, even at our level, will hit Chaos lots, and if we level up to 50, even more often. It's non-elemental, it stuns him, he'll stay paralyzed for multiple turns. We can get to max, we can defense up 3 or 4 times, we can power glove up 10 times. If he wakes up, we trance him again. I think it was like 50-50, give or take, the last time we tested it. So we have multiple chances to paralyze him, giving us tons of time to buff up and then just swing and kill him. Also, if this works... No, time. Not non-elemental. That's the only one we've got that's non-elemental. Well, nuclear would do a lot of damage non-elemental, but... The blue mage doesn't have very many tools for chaos, but we have one. Yeah, and then power glove. We could pick up the massa probably, and then that'll do it. Okay, I'm gonna grind up, and when I come back, I will have to decide if I want to show it off or not. Hopefully, I'll be like high level, and I will have a Warmech fight started for next episode. That's the ideal. We'll see if it happens. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.